I think I read it in a book, but I don't remember what book. It was called Career Creep. And career creep is when like you love your job and you love like the tasks that you do every day, because that's what a job is. Like there's certain things you do in the job. And in the beginning of my career, I worked for small like solo practitioners, right? So I kind of like ran the office from start to finish. I was very involved with the clients and the legal research, the legal writings, the cases, the litigation, like everything. And then after like 10 years of that, I went kind of chasing the bigger money in Washington, D.C. at these 600-person law firms. And that's when I became very unhappy. And I was no longer doing the things that I loved. I felt like I was a cog in the wheel of their well-oiled machine. I was like a glorified gopher. And I hated working at those
Oh,
big
no.
firms, but I made a lot more money and I was able to pay, sort of pay the bills better. So I did it, but then, every day I had this dread, like I don't want to go to work. So I think you just have to notice that jobs change. It's just like, we think like a relationship is forever, a job is forever, my house is forever. No, people change, we change, and what maybe satisfied us a long time ago no longer satisfies us. And I wasn't happy, but I didn't know what else to do. So I did get the pink slip at that last law firm, and they said, "We've restructured the department you work in. Your job no longer exists." And it was my ticket out of the legal field. I was very lucky. And I just started doing multiple streams of income. I became a reporter for the Bowie Blade News. I worked at the Capital Gazette newspaper. I taught public speaking at the local college and business writing. I don't know. I did like 10 different things to bring in the money until I found something that actually really paid the bills, and it was outside sales. So I went from law to hot tubs. I sold hot tubs for 10 years. I was in the top 10% of the company. I doubled my income, doubled my salary, and it gave me the freedom to do my writing, to start my online business. So if you follow your passion, maybe you're not making the money exactly like you want, but that money, I only work like 20 hours a week. So I had all this free time now because I was making so much money in outside sales, that I could actually pursue my dreams. Because when you're in a job that drains you, like it's really hard, you know what I mean, to pursue your dreams. You come home at the end of
Yeah.
the day and you're exhausted. So
And it
that's,
spills over into the rest of your life too. When you're miserable in your
yes.
jobs, it just affects everything. And I feel like maybe that sales position, because you had come from, so you were in the legal field, so you weren't really doing sales necessarily, right, as a paralegal and
Right.
in that field. But look, I mean, I can see listening to the story that that gave you such a great foundation for what you're doing now. And then you went and hired a
Yes.
business coach. So yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah, and the sales thing was really important, even though I didn't think it fit my personality, because I was like, I consider myself an introvert. A lot of writers do, but
Yes.
we live in an extroverted world, right? And so I was like, oh, I can never do sales. My dad was in sales and he was great. He was amazing. My son is the number one finance guy at Lexus. He was the top salesperson when he was in sales. It like runs in the family. My daughter has a painting company. She's in sales. My other daughter's a
Yeah.
server. That's sort of sales, everybody's selling something. But anyways,
Yeah.
I got hired at that company, and it was very male dominated industry. There was like three women, I think, in the company. And I didn't like a lot of the way people sold. So I kind of just, I think being authentic and being real with people, like they appreciated that. And somehow they liked it. And I was able to like rise to the top of the company. But I learned a lot about working with people, and selling is just really helping people find like, solve a problem and find something that's a good fit for them. And it's not a good fit for everybody. But anyways, I loved sales. Unfortunately, when the housing market crashed, I think it was 2008, the company filed
Yeah.
bankruptcy. My cushy sales job went away, and that's when I moved into
Oh,
full
wow.
time with my online business.